What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to go over how to effectively build muscle while keeping your training time relatively low. So let's go ahead and warm up and then talk about what we're going to be doing today. So lately in my training, I've been incorporating EMOMs. EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. It is a style of training, I guess you could say, that utilizes a clock or a countdown. Every top of the minute, you perform a certain exercise at a specific rep scheme. So when we want to build muscle, there's different ways you want to do it. Essentially, you're going to be in hypertrophy, so you're going to be breaking down your muscles, allowing them to repair and regrow. What we want to do to gain strength is we're going to do lower reps, and then to have a pump and muscular endurance, we're going to do a higher rep workout. So we're going to focus on a compound movement. We're going to take a back squat today. We're going to warm up, get to our working set or working weight, and then we're gonna do a 10-minute EMOM. So for 10 minutes, at the top of the minute, we're gonna perform 5 back squats. Then at the end of the 5 back squats, we're going to transition to a higher rep workout. We're gonna move to kettlebell swings. We're going to be doing 10 kettlebell swings at a comfortable working weight. I only have 25-pound kettlebells, so I'm just going to use one of those. By doing this and supersetting this work in this 10 minutes, I am working on my strength and my muscular endurance, and I'll be able to get a pump. And it'll keep my heart rate up, so that way it's an overall more effective workout. Following this first 10-minute EMOM, I'm going to perform a second 10-minute EMOM, where I am going to be doing a tempo stiff leg deadlift from a deficit. So I will have 2 plates that I'll be standing on and be performing a stiff leg deadlift. I'm going to perform 6 reps of this, but to do this, I'm going to actually do it at a tempo rate. This will actually force more tearing in the hamstrings and then allow for a greater return when we do regrow and the muscle repairs. It's going to be a 3-0-1 tempo, so 3 second eccentric, 0 second at the bottom, 1 second concentric. That's the goal. So do the workout, got to move up to a working set on squats, and then we'll get rolling.
What is going on, guys? So I will go ahead and be doing a voiceover during the warm-up and also parts of the actual workout. Here in my warm-up, I am working up to my working weight. So to do this, really the most effective way to warm up, quote unquote, is by actually performing the exercise. So you saw me do some foam rolling, I did my hip flexor stretch, did some banded good mornings, and also good mornings using a barbell. These are all great to kind of get the lower body ready to go, but really to prepare for an exercise and get your body in, proper working order, you need to do the work.
All right, so 10 minutes, every minute on the minute. Gonna do a back squat. I think previously I said 5 reps. I'm actually gonna be doing 3 reps. So got up to a working set that I'm comfortable with. Gonna be setting a timer for 10 minutes. At the top of every minute, gonna perform 3 back squats and then 10 kettlebell swings. Whatever time left, you rest, repeat for the next 10 minutes. There we go.
Alright guys, so to perform an EMOM, you are going to want some kind of timer. You can use an app. There should be quite a few available. I personally use Seconds Pro. I can go into my phone and create my own intervals, and then this will all sync up to my watch. So I actually will just start the timer from my watch. So it's pretty simple, and I also get alerts as to when the next minute is approaching. But say for example you wanted to use a clock, you could do that. Say you want to start your workout at 8 a.m. on the dot. So at 8 a.m. flat, you would go ahead and start your workout. Say for example you were doing 3 back squats and 10 kettlebell swings. You would perform that, whatever time left you rest, and then at 8:01 on the dot you would perform another round. 8:02, perform another round. 8:03, perform another round, all the way up until 8:10. So that would be how you'd perform an EMOM just using a regular clock. But I highly suggest finding some kind of timer and going that route. It will kind of take the mental aspect of watching a clock just out of your mind, and you can focus on your workout. So during the workout here, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want to be spending a lot of time training. And I also am a nursing student. I'll be starting nursing school shortly, so I really don't want to be doing workouts for longer than an hour. I will do cardio probably for about 30 minutes, and then shortly after cardio, I will perform some kind of strength training. That's why I do find EMOMs very beneficial, because it allows you to get a good amount of work in a short period of time, and I highly recommend it. In the workout here, you see me going through, it was a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated. Doing the kettlebell swings and the back squat, it really fatigued my lower back. So if you are doing some kind of programming like this, you do want to be in somewhat good condition and also have some kind of good strength. And also, if you're doing compound movements like this, you definitely want to make sure your mechanics are on point, which is why I chose to use a belt.
All right, so that's the first 10-minute EMOM. About halfway through, drops 10 pounds on each side, just because with the kettlebell swings, my back was fatiguing pretty quick. But my heart rate got up to about 150 just within that 10 minutes. Make sure you use a belt, just a little extra stability during the work. So now we're gonna rest for a few minutes and then set everything up for the stiff leg deadlift. Tempo, it's gonna be 6 reps, 3 second eccentric, 0 seconds at the bottom, 1 second concentric.
The nice thing about doing EMOMs is you can manipulate the time and perform as many rounds as you want. So occasionally I will do 5-minute EMOMs. I will do that about 3 consecutively, so that's about 15 minutes of work. Each EMOM I do like a different exercise or 2 different exercises supersetted. Today you see me doing 2 10-minute EMOMs. So that first round was the back squat with kettlebell swings. The second round is this stiff leg deadlift with a deficit. So here what I'm doing is focusing on my hamstring strength. I did add a deficit, so I get a bigger stretch in the actual pull. And then I also included a tempo, which is why I'm only doing 6 reps. So the actual movement didn't take me very long. I believe I had about 30 seconds after each set of rest, but my back was already pretty fatigued from the back squats and kettlebell swings, so I was definitely feeling it there. And about halfway through, I eventually got rid of the deficit, but I did get through 5 rounds on a deficit. Back to the tempo portion though. So I was focusing on the eccentric motion. I lowered the barbell over 3 seconds, and at the bottom had a 0-second pause back up to the top of the rep. So if you see me here, I get the weight set up at the top, and then I lower down for 3 seconds, weight touches the ground, and I pull as hard and fast as I can to the top of the rep. By adding more time under tension in the eccentric portion, really you're just forcing new adaptations and shocking the muscles, so that way you can continue muscle growth during various training phases.
All right, so that finishes the workout for today. Strength training is done. You know, EMOM is good when it feels kind of easy at first, but then like 5th round, we're pretty smoked. At least that's how I felt. But incorporating EMOMs and timers into your workout definitely help shorten the amount of time that you're actually spending working out. And it'll actually just turn into more effective workouts. You'll get better results, more progress in a shorter amount of time. So give it a try. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, thing.